Good morning, first graders. I hope everybody's doing all right, hanging in there. If you would like to pick up lunch, you can show up at the school between 11 and 12, I believe, and drive up to where the cafeteria side window is and have a sign with what grade you're in. You can pick up work there. This book I'm going to read is called Owen by Kevin Henkes. Look at this. This book won an award for the best picture book of the year in, I don't know what year it was. But this is about Owen, a little mouse, and his neighbor, and I can't remember what his neighbor's name is. So remember, at the end of this book, we're going to talk about some of the same things we've been talking about. We'll talk about characters and setting. And we'll talk about what happened in the beginning, the middle, and the end. Owen had a fuzzy yellow blanket. He'd had it since he was a baby. He loved it with all his heart. Fuzzy goes where I go, said Owen, and Fuzzy did. Upstairs, downstairs, in between, inside, outside, and upside down. Fuzzy likes what I like, said Owen, and Fuzzy did. Orange juice, grape juice, chocolate milk, ice cream, peanut butter, applesauce, cake. Isn't he getting a little old to be carrying that thing around? Asked Mrs. Tweezers. Haven't you heard of the blanket fairy? Well, Owen's parents hadn't. Mrs. Tweezers filled them in. Look at Owen. He looks a little suspicious. Oh, look at him here. He looks a little nervous. That night, Owen's parents told Owen to put Fuzzy under his pillow. In the morning, Fuzzy would be gone. But the blanket fairy would leave an absolutely wonderful, positively perfect, especially terrific big boy gift in its place. Owen stuffed Fuzzy inside his pajama pants and went to sleep. No blanket fairy, said Owen in the morning. Huh, no kidding, said Owen's mother. No wonder, said Owen's father. Fuzzy's dirty, said Owen's mother. Fuzzy's torn and ratty, said Owen's father. No, said Owen. Fuzzy is perfect, and Fuzzy was. Fuzzy played Captain Plunger with Owen. To the rescue! Uh-oh, look, his teddy bear's falling in that toilet. Fuzzy helped Owen become invisible. Bet you can't see me. Look at his mom and dad. They are just rolling their eyes. And Fuzzy was essential when it came to nail clippings and haircuts and trips to the dentist. We can't be a baby forever, said Mrs. Tweezers. Haven't you heard of the vinegar trick? Well, Owen's parents hadn't. Mrs. Tweezers filled them in. Uh-oh, look down here. Owen looks a little nervous. When Owen wasn't looking, his father dipped Owen's favorite corner of Fuzzy into a jar of vinegar. Owen sniffed it and smelled it and sniffed it, and he picked a new favorite corner. Then he rubbed the smelly corner all around his sandbox. He buried it in the garden and dug it up again. Good as new, said Owen. Fuzzy wasn't very fuzzy anymore, but Owen didn't mind. He carried it and wore it and dragged it. Look at it, he's using it to carry things. He sucked it, he hugged it, and he twisted it. Ooh, when he's afraid, he uses it when he's watching scary TV shows or scary movies or scary things on YouTube. What are we going to do? Asked Owen's mother. School is starting soon, said Owen's father. Can't bring a blanket to school, said Mrs. Tweezers. Haven't you heard of saying no? Owen's parents hadn't. So Mrs. Tweezers filled them in. Mrs. Tweezers seems to have a lot to say. I have to bring Fuzzy to school, said Owen. No, said Owen's mother. No, said Owen's father. Owen buried his face in Fuzzy, and he started to cry and would not stop. Don't worry, said Owen's mother. It will be all right, said Owen's father. And then suddenly Owen's mother said, I have an idea. It was an absolutely wonderful, positively perfect, especially terrific idea. First, she snipped. Then she sewed. Look, Owen looks a little nervous here. Then she snipped again and sewed some more. Look, she's working so crazy. Her hands are moving so fast. Snip, 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 so, 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 dry your eyes and wipe your nose. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Now Owen carries one of his not-so-fuzzy handkerchiefs with him wherever he goes. Look, he has a little tiny version of Fuzzy in different places. And Mrs. Tweezers doesn't say a thing. And look what Mrs. Tweezers has. She has her own pink handkerchief. So now she and Owen have something in common. And so let's bring this over here again. See if I can fit my words in here. Very good. We have the title of the book is Owen, remember, right? Now, there were a few characters in this book. Can you think about some of the characters? And if you're sitting there with your grown-up, or if you're watching with your brother and sister, maybe you guys can talk about some of the characters that you remember from the story. There's really four kind of special characters, right? We had Owen, of course, then Owen's mom and Owen's dad, and of course the neighbor, Mrs. Tweezers, who had a lot of good advice. And I guess maybe we could even call Fuzzy a character, right? He was part of every page, wasn't he? Or she, or it. Now let's talk about the setting. This story definitely took place in a number of different places. Can you think of some of the places where Owen and his parents and Mrs. Tweezers were doing things and talking to each other? Here, let's look back. We'll think of some of the ones. See if we can find some of the ones that they took. We have the living room, right? Talking about what they're going to do. Over here, the sewing room. Outside in the backyard. Look at this backyard. My goodness, he has a lot of stuff out there. Where else? On the sidewalk. In the tub. In Owen's bedroom, right? When he was going to bed. Now let's talk about what happened in the beginning and middle and end. This is a good one because there was Owen did go through quite a few different steps here, and there definitely were some things that happened in the beginning and specific things that happened in the middle. And at the end, we can sort of see what happened here at the end, right? All right, so let's think about it. In the beginning, right, we learned that Owen had a fuzzy blanket that he took everywhere with him. It went and did everything with him. It got dirty with him. It got covered in food with him. And then in the middle part was all about Owen's parents and Mrs. Tweezers trying to get Owen to give up the blanket because he's getting to be a big kid and getting ready to go to school. It was about all the things that they tried. They tried vinegar and they tried the fairy and they tried saying no. And then what happened at the end? Did Mom save the day? Right? She decided that she could cut it up into little pieces and make a whole bunch of different little versions of Fuzzy, and Owen could carry it along with him. So do you guys have anything at your house that you bring with you everywhere that makes you feel better on long car rides or on trips to the dentist? If you're sitting there watching this with anybody, why don't you talk to them about that? And hopefully we will see you all again soon. It is raining. No, I don't know if it's raining. It is raining when I read this. So even if it's raining sometimes, try to get yourself outside. Bye, everybody.